Hello everyone, thanks for watching the video. I'm in Western Michigan, it's early March, it's cold. So I've been working on a new system for fly fishing out of my canoe for a long time now. Earlier I took my wife along to do kind of a prototype test with the anchor system, and now I've got another setup that I want to try out. So this will literally be the first time doing it. So it's just after lunch. I'm going to get the chimney up and get the wood stove going to kind of warm things up before it gets too cold. I'm going to be on the river all day tomorrow and for 3 days of fishing. Best thing about cooking over a fire is having a beer while you're waiting for the wood to burn down. Nothing on the burger except a ton of garlic sauce. Here's to another good day. is my charcoal barbecue and extra charcoal, but it actually also acts as the seat rest. So I drilled a hole through the aluminum and through the seat, and these cotter pins secure it in place. So it was about 10 o'clock and I decided to pull off the river now that I'm a little comfortable with the oars. I've paddled canoe all my life, but I've never actually paddled a rowboat. And it seems like it should be pretty obvious, but it takes a little getting used to going down the river. The water's really high, so there's a few down trees where you wouldn't want to make a mistake. So I was very careful and cautious, but it was a little stressful just because it's counterintuitive from paddling, for me anyways. But I think I've got it figured out now. Finally, my finger stopped bleeding. You would swear that I cut my finger off with how much blood I've got all over myself in my tackle box. I've got blood literally all over the place from a small little scrape I got when I was rowing. But overall, considering I did this in my garage and never having put it on water, it is a success because I can stand up and fish from the canoe. So I need these stabilizers. They're also rod holders, so I have my fly rods in there. So I wisely decided to not do the fly section and have a shorter day because it's going to take me a while to get everything dialed in, and it's already 10 o'clock. So I'm glad that I did that, but I have my fly rods in the stabilizers, so it's super handy to store stuff. You never really get too many casts in before you got to dodge a deadfall. Once you get the hand of the oars, you're actually pretty nimble. See what I just missed here? So that's a pretty common obstacle in the water. Take down a tree like that. So obviously that's what's nice about having a drift boat guide. They take care of the boat and you can just cast. But this is a DIY situation. So we'll make the best of it. Also know that I gotta do something about these squeaky oar holders. It's a little painful. Okay, so I finally got a slow stretch here where I can maybe get my rod out and do a little fishing without getting into too much trouble. So here I am barbecuing, haven't seen any fish activity all day. And about 20 yards from me, a big trout jumps up in the middle of the river. So I made a few casts over there, but I gotta get lunch done. It's just an absolutely gorgeous day out here. Didn't bring a plate, so just use my pot. Well, the fishing's been slow, but it could be worse. I could be at work. All right, just when I sit down, the smoke from the charcoal is going to blow this way. It's been blowing the other way the whole time. Unbelievable. Can pretty much guarantee that that's going to happen. There we go. I've been loving my setup, but I am way behind schedule. And, you know, I kind of accounted for that today, so unfortunately, I may have to hustle back. I'll try to do some fishing. That's the whole point of this. But I do have to get back and then bike back to the truck. That's so good. This is how I carry my canoe around. So after coming back from the river, I came up to the trailer and I grabbed my little cart. And what the seat was sitting on, that wooden grid, that goes onto the cart. And there's 2x2s that run parallel. The PVC pipes sit on those. And I put the oars and the aluminum in the PVC pipe along with my fishing rods. The canoe is a very light canoe. It's very strong while it's in the water, but you can't put a lot of gear on top of it if it's not supported by being in the water. But the PVC pipe make a nice platform to support the hull. And as long as it's pretty well balanced, it's fairly easy to push. And this is just an old hunting cart, a deer hunting cart that I just cut the handle off. So I was able to wheel this back to my trailer with no problem with the gear in it. So eventually, if I get ambitious, I'm going to figure a way to attach this to my e-bike so that I don't necessarily have to come back to the trailer. I can drop in at a spot with my truck and leave my e-bike at a different spot, and then being able to tow the whole thing back to the truck. So that's my end goal on this, just to have the flexibility to drift rivers by myself. Right now, I'm able to camp on the river, but that's not always going to be an option. So the e-bike, to be able to tow this, is the plan. This canoe is only 35 pounds. The PVC pipe and the cart weigh more than it. And as long as I go light on the gear, not necessarily bringing all the charcoal barbecue and everything else, if I go light, the e-bike should be able to pull this no problem. And that is how you tie up your e-bike after almost 12 days on the water and you get back in the dark. I'm just glad it stayed on. Not my best work. Yesterday I was anxious to try the canoe with the stabilizer, so I got up there pretty much at the crack of dawn and got on the water. So today I'm just going to have breakfast, get cleaned up around here. Then we're going to go to the flies only section and just concentrate on some of the smaller, shallower water. Because there's been so much rain, the flies only section will be deep enough as it is. I love having the drawers, but obviously they're not done yet. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I've been trying my luck at steelhead fishing for quite a while. I've camped in a canvas tent on a river steelhead fishing, and when I had the sled truck camper, I thought that was luxury. But I gotta be honest with you, that looking back at it, that sucked compared to really having just a small trailer, a 12-foot trailer. I got a wood stove. It's, like I said, it's freezing outside. I just get to stand up, walk around, start a fire. I have a toilet in here. I have plumbing. I have everything you need, and it's just a 12-foot trailer. So whether you build one or you buy a cargo trailer, I mean, I'm convinced it's just the way to go. I think it's better than the van life, because you can drop your trailer here. I chain it up. I take all the security precautions, and then I have my truck to go wherever I want. So I've learned to use paper plates. Saves on water and doing dishes, and it goes right in the fire. So I have plates in the trailer, but I started using paper ones on it. It just makes so much more sense. Okay, finished a great breakfast this morning, and I'm on a fisherman trail. We're gonna leave the canoe drift boat back at the trailer, and I'm gonna enjoy a nice little hike to the river. We can do the flies only section. Got my lucky hat. Griff got this for me for Christmas. It's LTI Productions, and if you've maybe picked up on it in my videos, LTI is less than ideal. That's what I specialize in. And that's the biggest jokes with my friends and families, when it's like, how's the weather? It's less than ideal. What's the trail conditions like? They're less than ideal. That's what I specialize in Drenalin Adventures, less than ideal. Hopefully the fishing's not that way today, but I got the place to myself. It's a little early for the steelhead, but the weather's been so warm, I figured I'd give it a chance. This is all wadable water. I can walk right through here. Got the place to myself. Another reason why I need my canoe drift boat setup is these trails end, so there's a lot of private property on this particular river, and you see this guy is crossing, but there's some places where it's just a little sketchy. Well, I had to cut this trip short. Water is a little deep, a little murky. I can't believe I got snagged up on some deadfall that I couldn't see under the water, and did a header into the water. Actually ripped my waders. Yeah, fell into just a fallen log with sharp edges. Anyways, the water went down my wader, so that's a wrap for me today. Back to Eddie. So this is a good example of why I always bring a dry safety bag. So I'm gonna go in the trailer and I'll show you what I have. I didn't bring it with me today because I was just walking in and I wasn't going too far from the truck. But I just drove 20 minutes in the truck. I'm wearing a wet wool sweater. I'm in my wet waders, but the heat's cranked in the truck, and I got a chill. Yesterday, I was on the boat, and there wasn't another landing for 3 hours at one stretch. So if I had dunked and gotten wet, I'd seriously be looking at a hypothermia situation. So yesterday on the boat, I had a dry bag that had all new warm clothes, a puffy jacket, socks, everything I would need to stay dry and safe. So when I get back in the trailer, I'll show you what's in the bag. Okay. Got a fire going, and I am freezing. Got my boots off. Oh, pants are soaking wet. Sweater. I wear a wool sweater, a merino wool base layer, so if I get wet, it generally is good for keeping you warm. Having said that, I'm freezing. That is definitely LTI. I'm so comfortable now, it was almost worth it going in and getting soaking wet and cold just to have this level of comfort with the wood stove going and that feeling that you're starting to warm up. Oh man. So you just can't beat having a wood stove for a heat source. I absolutely love it. So I didn't have it on my little wading excursion because it didn't really go too far from the truck. But this is the pack I was talking about. It's just a small dry bag, and it's got a little strap, but basically I had it in the canoe, and I kind of just have a ragtag of things in here that I have some very warm mittens that I don't usually wear, but they're wool, and you know, something that I can keep in here and not have to worry about using on a daily basis. So these are great mitts, but I don't wear them very often. Locator beacon. So if I use this beacon, my family knows I'm on a trip. The beacon will go off, they'll call my family, they'll let them know that it's legitimate wherever I am, and hopefully help will be on the way very soon. Flashlight in case I need to get back in the dark. These are actually waterproof socks. I just thought it was a good idea to put them in there if I really want, if my waders are soaking wet or I wanted to take my waders off. It was that bad, I could just put waterproof socks on these to keep my feet really warm. Puffy jacket, dry shirt, and what else I got? Oh, these are my kind of fleece pants I've had forever, but they are really warm, so I wear these if I'm doing any sort of really cold camping. Sometimes I wear these underneath my waders in the winter, but anyways, they don't look fancy. Wouldn't really wear them out, but they are nice and warm. So that's what I keep in my dry bag in case I win in the drink, which I did today. So just thought I'd share that with you. I gotta get my wet stuff dried out and my waders turned inside out. I hung up my waders on the door, and then I kind of moved them onto this little makeshift clothesline. They were completely wet, soaking wet when I hung them up, and now they're perfectly dry. So I've had the fan going kind of directed toward the waders. Got the canoe up there on the way home. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up the video. I just got back from a morning of fishing. It's supposed to be a lot of heavy rain coming in about an hour, hour and a half, so I'm packing up. Going to be hitting the highway. Hope you enjoyed the video. Just a little bit of adventure by the river. Tried my new invention. Really happy with the canoe stabilizers, and I think I'm onto something as far as drift fishing in the future. There's gorgeous stretches of river here in Michigan, but they're surrounded by a lot of private property, so the trails are kind of limited. And when the water's high, it's a little treacherous doing any wading, as you saw in the video that I went for a plunge. So I'm really excited to fine-tune my setup a little bit more, rod holders, a few other things, and then I'll be able to drift the flies only section and really enjoy my time there. So I'm really looking forward to that. So thanks for your support, thanks for watching the video. See you in the next one. Cheers.